Okay, so get this. We're diving deep today into, faith and trust,
Uh-huh.
but with a bit of a twist. We're looking at it through the lens of a haircut.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's Pastor John's reflection for Lent, week 7,
Okay.
a mother's love and God's steady hand.
Hmm.
And he uses this like everyday, event
Right.
to kind of springboard into this bigger conversation about faith.
It's pretty amazing how, something so mundane like a haircut
Yeah.
can actually become like a really powerful metaphor.
Yeah, for sure.
You wouldn't think, like, at first glance that it would have these, like, deep implications,
Right.
But Pastor Jeong does a really good job of, like, making that connection.
Totally. Yeah. And it all starts with this, this slice of life story.
Okay.
So Pastor Jeong, he's got a son, Joshua.
Right.
And Joshua's got picture day coming up at school.
Classic.
Yeah, school picture day.
Yeah,
The stress. But of course, he needs a haircut,
of course.
like yesterday.
Right.
And his mom, she's recovering from, get this, ACL surgery,
Wow.
but decides, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut his hair.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you even imagine the scene, like picture day pressure,
Right.
a mom on crutches with, scissors in her hand.
Yeah.
It's like a recipe for, potential disaster.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
But, what really struck me is like, even though she's in pain, she pushes through.
Right.
Like that in itself, I think speaks volumes about, parental dedication,
Yes.
that instinct to put their child's needs first.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, I think,
Yeah.
even if slightly, chaotic.
It's a perfect illustration of that kind of selfless love,
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Pastor Jeong describes how his wife starts to get unsure as she's cutting.
Oh.
Like, is it even?
Oh, yeah.
Will this look okay?
Right.
Such a human moment,
Yeah.
that flicker of doubt.
Right.
And of course, Joshua picks up on it,
Yeah.
starts worrying. He even calls in his dad. Dad, come here. What do you think?
Oh, for reassurance.
Yeah, totally. Reassurance.
A second opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so relatable, right?
It really is because, we've all been there at some point.
Oh, yeah.
We feel unsure if we're doing the right thing.
Right.
Even when we have guidance
Yeah.
and you just feel kind of lost. You start second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's a universal experience, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where, Pastor John connects it to faith.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, like, even when we are just, like, filled with doubt,
Yeah.
God's still there.
Yeah.
Like a steady hand,
Mm-hmm.
almost, guiding those scissors. Like
Mhm.
we might, wander off course a little bit,
Of course, yeah.
make mistakes.
Uh-huh.
But God's always there, searching for us,
Okay.
guiding us back.
It's a really comforting thought when you think about it, that like no matter how lost you feel, you're not really alone.
Right.
Like there's something bigger out there,
Yeah.
some kind of loving presence that's guiding you.
Yeah.
Even if, like Joshua with his haircut,
Yeah.
you can't see the complete picture yet.
It's true. It made me wonder, though, like, isn't there a risk of oversimplifying things with this analogy?
Okay.
Like, life struggles, let's be real.
Right.
They can be so much bigger than a bad haircut.
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. I think it's not about diminishing real problems, though. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more about, like, a shift in perspective.
Okay.
So, like, imagine, instead of just panicking about the uneven bangs,
Yeah.
you remember that there's someone there to help you fix it,
Okay.
to guide you through, those rough patches.
Right. Like to give you that reassurance.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's about having that trust. And Pastor Jeong then kind of, circles back to the haircut.
Right.
The mom, exhausted but relieved.
Mm-hmm.
She's finally finished. She persevered, despite the pain, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And he uses this to illustrate, that idea of God's love,
Okay.
boundless,
Uh-huh.
unwavering, always there,
Okay.
like willing to go the extra mile for us.
Yeah. Really powerful imagery. And this is where, he really skillfully ties it back to the whole theme of Lent.
Yeah.
Because for Christians, this period of reflection
Yeah.
really becomes an opportunity to, like, deeply contemplate trust.
Mm,
Trusting in God's guidance,
Yeah.
especially when you're facing challenges in your life.
absolutely. So even if we're not observing Lent,
Yeah.
like what can we kind of take away from this
Right.
for ourselves?
Yeah.
It's a powerful reminder that, none of us are alone. We all have something, larger than ourselves to rely on, whether it's, faith
Right.
or intuition
Yeah.
or the support of loved ones.
Yeah.
Like something to guide us when we feel lost.
Absolutely. And I think it really makes you wonder,
Yeah.
what areas of your life could maybe benefit from just a little more trust.
Mm. Yeah.
Like maybe it is trusting in a higher power.
Right.
Maybe it's trusting in your own instincts.
Right.
Maybe it's, following the guidance of someone you respect.
Yeah.
But, where could you maybe loosen your grip a little bit?
Yeah.
Have a little more faith?
Yeah.
And see where it leads you.
I like that. See where it leads you.
Yeah.
Food for thought.